Okay, this is 7.5, classifying lines and angles. I didn't do 7.4 because it's fairly self-explanatory and you should have no problem reading through it and using a compass and a ruler and a protractor to be able to figure that out. Okay, so here we're classifying lines and angles in 7.5. Okay, so we'll try these. Name the parallel sides. Remember what parallel means, that we have two lines that are side by side but never touch. And we have the word quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means four, an object with four sides. Okay, so it says name the parallel sides in each quadrilateral. Well, you can see that we've got symbols on here. This symbol here on AB, line segment AB, has the same two arrows on DC, so that means that those two are parallel, and AD has one arrow on it, as does BC, so they're parallel to each other. That's what those symbols mean. Okay, so name the parallel sides. Well, we know that AB and DC are parallel, and we know that AD and BC are parallel to each other. Over here you can see that we only have these two sides that are parallel, so we know that EH and FG are parallel to one another. Okay. Many flags show parallel lines which are always the same distance apart and perpendicular lines which are at right angles. This is the flag of the Franco-Yukon community, the French-Canadian residents of Yukon. The colors are blue, white, and yellow. Which lines inside the flag are parallel? Mark them using matching arrowheads. Okay, so probably this line here is parallel to this line here, which looks like it's parallel to that line there, and it looks like it's parallel to that line there. So we can say that this line, this line, this line, and this line are parallel. Then if we look inside the flag, we can say that that line there probably looks parallel to that, so we have to draw a different symbol. We'll draw two arrows on that, and we'll draw two arrows on that. So we can say that these two lines are parallel and these four lines are parallel to one another. Number 2, label the corners of the rectangular flag ABCD, then name the two pairs of parallel lines. Okay, so we'll label this vertex A, vertex B, vertex C, and D. And it says name the two pairs of parallel sides. Well, we know that this is parallel to this, and we know that this line segment is parallel to this down here. So we'll say that AB is parallel to DC. Notice how I use the two lines here for parallel. And we know that AD is parallel to BC. Okay, this is a faster way of doing it, and it shows the parallel symbol here. Name two pairs of perpendicular sides. Well, we know that AB forms a 90-degree angle with BC, so we can say that AB is perpendicular. We can use this symbol right here, perpendicular to BC. Okay, and we know that this is a 90-degree angle over here. We can say that line segment BC is perpendicular to CD. So BC is perpendicular to CD. Okay? Complete the following statement. In a rectangle, the opposite sides are, okay, so let's go back to our drawing. Opposite sides, AB is opposite DC. What are they? They are parallel to one another. Opposite sides are parallel. And the adjacent sides, in other words, they're beside each other. This is adjacent to that, and they form a 90-degree right triangle, so that means that they are perpendicular. Perpendicular to one another. Okay, draw a flag that does not include parallel or perpendicular lines in its interior design. Well, you guys can go ahead and do that. It's pretty much any kind of shape you want. Okay. Many angles are formed by two lines and a transversal. Here is another term you're going to have to remember. All a transversal is, it's a line that intersects two or more lines. Okay? Many angles are formed by two lines and a transversal. Below, lines P1 and P2 are intersected by line T, which is a transversal. Okay? And you can see they form different angles in here. Okay? Name all pairs of adjacent supplementary angles. Well, adjacent means beside each other, and supplementary means they add up to 180. So name all 8 pairs of adjacent supplementary angles. Well, that would be angle 1 and 2, angle 3 and 4, angle 5 and 6, angle 7 and 8, but then we have to go this way. Angle 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 5 and 7, 6 and 8. Okay, so you guys go ahead and write them down right in here, okay, from what I said. Okay. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are 2 angles formed by 2 lines and a transversal and located on the same side of the transversal. Okay, they're corresponding angles. So pairs of angles can be described in other ways. For example, corresponding angles. Angle 1 and 5. So let's go back up here. Angle 1 and angle 5, okay, are what we call corresponding angles. Okay. They're located on the same side of the transversal. Angles 2 and 6. Angles 2 and 6. Okay. Opposite angles, angle 1 and angle 4 are opposite one another. You can see here, angle 1 is opposite angle 4, right here. What other angles are opposite? Well, we could say angles 5 and 6 are opposite, or 5 and 8 are opposite. We could say angles 2 and 3 are opposite. We could say angles 6 and 7 are opposite. Okay, alternate interior angles, angle 3 and angle 6. Angle 3 and angle 6, okay, they're opposite interior angles. Okay, so their interior means they're inside the lines, okay, inside on this side of line P1 and this side of line P2, okay, but they're opposite the transversal, so angle 3 and angle 6 are opposite interior angles. We could also say that angle 4 and angle 5 are opposite interior angles. Okay. Alternate interior angles, angles 1 and 8. Alternate interior angles on the outside of the line here and on the outside line here, but on opposite sides of the transversals. Okay, so these are angle 1 and angle 8 are known as alternate exterior angles. Alternate, cross from each other. They on the other side of the transversal, but they're on the outside. We could also say that angle 7 and angle 2 are alternate exterior angles. Okay? Example. What other pairs of corresponding angles, opposite angles, and alternate angles in the diagram above? Well, I mentioned them when I went through them. So just go and match them up with the answers that are given right here. Okay? The answers that are given in here, and then find the ones that kind of match with it, and you'll be able to figure it out. So, okay, let's corresponding angles. So corresponding angles, angle 1 and 5 and 2 and 6. We had 1 and 5 and 2 and 6. We could say 3 and 7 and 4 and 8. Angle 3 and 7 and angle 4 and angle 8. Okay, opposite angles. Okay, our opposite angles were 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. 1 and 4, 2 and 3. So we could say 5 and 8, 6 and 7. 5 and 8, 6 and 7. Okay, so 5 and 8, 6 and 7. Okay, make sure you put in the angle in there and the and so we know what they are. Angle, 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 and the angle. And you go ahead and do C and D. Okay, not that hard to figure out. Okay, so go ahead and do the practice on the next page, and you should have no problem.